Hi everyone, Kim McPherson here with Sell It Smart and Buy It Smart Auto. We help auto dealers set up and optimize their non-prime departments, and I've been doing that since 2005. I wanted to just bring to you this quick presentation on non-prime. A lot of dealers ask me, how do I get started in non-prime? Do I really have a problem? Some dealers are looking for a solution to the problem, which is loss of sales and obviously loss of profit and wasted time. And so whether you're just getting started in non-prime or you're not sure if you even want to be in the non-prime business, this presentation is for you. I hope you enjoy it. So we're a professional and ethical, profitable turnkey solution for dealerships that want to create, expand, or optimize their non-prime departments. Today, about 40% of Canadian vehicle shoppers have less than perfect credit or they're budget conscious, and they may not qualify for your dealership's advertised rates, terms, and incentives. We know that that usually has been a problem for a long time in the auto world, whereas we see a lot of advertising for auto dealerships to be well, shall we say, either the vehicle doesn't exist or the payments seem extremely low. The rates are extremely low. We've been dealing with this in auto marketing for a long time, where there's been regulations in a lot of parts of Canada to regulate what's actually said in ads, because it's been a problem when customers show up to dealerships and can't do what the actual ad says that they can do, whether it be the price of vehicles, the rates, the terms. And now when we're dealing with less than perfect credit, we've got that compounding effect, which is not only are there situations where even if your advertising is very upfront, truthful, honest, full disclosure, you still are probably advertising in a way that appeals or that only a perfect credit customer is able to actually use. So for instance, 96-month terms are not available to less than perfect credit customer. Prime interest rates are not available to less than perfect credit customers. So the problem today is that dealerships are still selling vehicles the prime way to non-prime customers. This results in loss of sales, which is when a customer purchases a vehicle and they do not get approved. Loss of revenue, which is the customer is actually approved for the vehicle, they're actually approved, but at a higher payment and rate and on a shorter term. So to keep the sale together, oftentimes the finance office is pressured to shorten the term, get rid of most of the profit, increase the rate, and then will likely have to bump the customer from their desired payment, or worse, the payment that they've already agreed to and the deal was closed on, to a much higher payment because, again, the rate has gone up and the term is shortened. This also results in a massive waste of time for your sales managers, your finance staff, and it's created this false sense of I call it approval prime in the prime finance office. We're putting a whole bunch of pressure on your prime finance managers to get people approved that otherwise would not be approved on that particular vehicle that you've already sold them. The approval process for most customers really is not that difficult. If we design the process correctly, getting a customer approved is not the problem. The problem that we come up with is that the customer is not approved on the vehicle that you already sold them. So this creates a lot of wasted time for everyone and your customers also. And it creates a lot of frustration. Your customer leaves aggravated, irritated, angry at your salesperson, your finance manager. They don't understand a lot of times what's just happened. They're embarrassed, they're ashamed. And the same thing is happening on your sales floor and with your finance staff. We've all heard some of the terms that are used for less than perfect credit customer, really out of frustration. We can't get them approved. And so, we've sold the vehicle, we've spent all that time and energy. We've done our job correctly as sales professionals, as finance staff, as sales managers, and then we don't get the sale. And in a lot of cases, don't get paid. So the solution that we've come up with is Sell It Smart. It's a turnkey solution. It's been designed over the last number of years. I started teaching in 2005 how to set up and optimize less than perfect credit as a trainer and a consultant. But it took up to the last 4 or 5 years for us to combine all the key elements into the turnkey solution. And the turnkey, the 5 key elements that we've come up with, we didn't just come up with it. It is something that has been really brought together over a long period of time, and has become the 5 key things that I've come to understand are important. And I would say not just important, are the key pieces of the equation that you absolutely need if you want to set up and optimize your non-prime business in today's market. The first thing is your staff needs to know what to do. You need to have a proven and proper process that allows everyone in the dealership, whether the customer calls, clicks, or walks into the dealership, to be able to properly and effectively know what to do and how to do it. And that transition piece from going from everyone, especially in your sales department, from your sales staff and your sales managers, and that first contact stage with the customer, whether again be online or over the phone or in person, to very professionally and confidently be able to qualify and identify the less than perfect credit customer. So at the very beginning stages of the sales process, we're able to take the customer in a proper direction with confidence professionally. So that's having the correct process, the non-prime process, to know what to do. The how to do it is where we get involved in a lot of coaching. And that's, whether it be online training, whether it be in dealership training, but it's actually standing with your staff and working directly with them to be able to effectively coach them through the process. A lot of that's done hands-on. I've done hands-on coaching since 2004 with my own staff, and then in 2005 transitioning into more consulting and training, where you're working hands-on in dealership using online platforms to be able to work with directly with your sales and finance teams, to be able to give them the tools, the training, the show how to do and not just tell how to do, and work with them so that they're effectively doing the job, working through the process correctly. So one is the proper process, the what to do, and number 2 is the coaching and training of all your staff, how to execute on those proper steps. The third thing is having a qualified, well-trained, dedicated non-prime finance manager. And the cool thing that we've discovered about this is that dedicated non-prime finance manager probably exists in your dealership right now today. It's a matter of identifying who they are. And through the course of working with your dealership, we're able to help you identify who that dedicated non-prime finance manager may be on your staff currently that is just craving a promotion, to level up their career, to get into the finance office. What we know about the dedicated non-prime finance manager is that you need one cheerleader in your dealership, one captain that's able to take the department and move it forward. And for lack of a better word, remind everybody, coach everybody, keep everybody moving in moving the proper non-prime steps in an environment where you've been doing business in a certain way for so long. And that's the traditional way, which caters only to your prime customers. The dedicated non-prime finance manager is keeping everybody in the dealership on track. They know the process. They're probably doing the coaching and training for a longer stretch with us. and they're involved in daily, usually online communication, with one of our with one of our coaching staff to help them work through their leads on a day-to-day basis and make sure they're handling each customer effectively, professionally, and profitably. The fourth thing is having a marketing solution. You absolutely need to have leads. We encourage either purchase leads or Buy It Smart leads or credit leads, especially in the beginning stages, to help your dedicated non-prime finance manager get going. They need something to work with in the training phase to be able to execute on the process in the easiest form. And when I say the easiest form, a good marketing solution or a good marketing plan in non-prime has the client actually clicking a link and filling out an application form for credit. They know they're getting pre-approved. So you eliminate the first step in the sales process, which is the qualifying and identifying of the customer. So the first step in the marketing solution for our turnkey solution is always to provide the dealer with some online credit leads for their dedicated non-prime finance manager and for their sales staff in the very beginning. So we can identify within your staff who the dedicated non-prime manager is. And if you already have one, can start feeding your dedicated non-prime manager those leads that'll be able to help confidently train and educate them in the full non-prime process so that they can take a deal from the front door to the back door effectively and profitably. And then the last stage is that you need to have the proper tools. Over the years, we've come up with the best practices, the different tools and tech, I call them, that can help enhance your dealership. Everything from training manuals to scripts to paper tools to tech, which helps you properly and effectively either identify less than perfect credit, identify the proper inventory that you need, identify inventory as far as it matches to customers' pre-approvals, and all of the tools that are out there that what we've come to discover seem to be ineffective unless you have the process, the training, the dedicated manager, and the marketing behind it. So we help pull it all together in the 5 key elements for our turnkey solution. So how do you sell it smart to non-prime customers? We show them how to buy it smart. And this is a piece that has really helped us bring our dealer clients to the next level. For years, we would teach the process, what to do, and we would coach how to do it, but we were constantly working with outside lead sources and purchase leads that can be very effective. It's just that our style with Buy It Smart is more education based. We're about teaching customers how buying the smart way is not only effective in helping them ease their frustration and not go to a dealership and avoid the embarrassment and frustration of walking into a dealership and not being sure if they're working with somebody who understands how to help them properly and professionally. Buy It Smart brings the customer to the dealers that are working with our process and our training. So basically, it brings them together so that that both sides of the equation, both the customers and our dealer partners, are on the same page. They know what steps are going to happen when they reach out to a dealership that works with Sell It Smart. And so we've got all kinds of different ads from Google to Facebook, Instagram, where we're educating the customer on how to reestablish their credit and the proper steps they need to take to basically make their best deal at a dealership. And then ultimately our promise to them is that we'll match them to dealerships that will help them get pre-approved and then present them with vehicles they will be approved for that also meet their needs, lifestyle, and desired budget. So the benefits of working with Sell It Smart and ultimately coming up with a professional, ethical program that helps your customers with less than perfect credit get properly matched to vehicles they will be approved for that meets their needs, lifestyle, and desired budget. Well, we're going to help you save a lot of money. You're saving money just from not wasting time, let alone the amount of deals you're putting together that you're probably pulling profit out of, or that you don't have the room in the finance office to be able to sell really valuable and needed product that customers, especially less than perfect credit customers, need, like warranty, life insurance, disability, loss of job insurance. Oftentimes, if the car is sold first, in order to make the deal happen, in the approval, a lot of the profit has been pulled out of the deal, and it leaves no room for your finance manager to be able to sell those much needed, desired products. You're going to attract new customers, more customers than I believe dealerships realize are call, clicking, and walking into your store. And because the less than perfect credit customer is identified in the first two steps, I believe a lot of dealerships do not even know how many customers they're actually losing, because it's not yet a mainstream thought to properly train your sales and sales manager, subprime sales. And at Buy It Smart, it's the first thing that we do. Because your leads are coming in already, you're already spending money generating traffic into your dealership. A big part of solving your non-prime problem and stopping the loss of sales and wasted time is by properly training your sales professionals and your sales managers. And you're going to see how many more new customers you have. There's a balance there between lead gen, buying leads, and making sure your dedicated non-prime finance manager is supported in their training, and then long after that has leads that are easy to convert and convert at a very high rate, and combining that with sales training and sales management training, so the leads are basically routed in the proper direction on the sales floor every single day. Meaning, when a less than perfect credit customer presents themselves on the car lot, then that sales professional knows what are the next steps to take, so that they're not actually presenting them with a vehicle before they're getting that customer with less than perfect credit pre-approved. You're going to improve your profits. If you are in the non-prime business now, or you've been doing some non-prime deals, you may notice that the profits seem to be a lot less. And that all has to do with the process and how the less than perfect credit customer is being treated when they call, click, or walk into the dealership. So with the proper process, you'll improve the profit. You'll improve the profits. Improve customer retention. Oh man, when you start working with less than perfect credit customers, they are so damn happy about the treatment that they received from you. They're very gracious. They're in such gratitude. They're ready to tell their friends and family. And we have a lot of programs on the marketing side to help you generate not only just less than perfect credit customer leads, but we also want to help you with the repeat and referral business. I call it the customer for life. So at the same time that you're helping your customer reestablish their credit using an auto loan, which means oftentimes your customer can in fact trade their vehicle in 18 months to 2 years, and then it extends over time from there. Those customers are also referring their friends and family at the same time. It is a win-win-win. You're helping your customer, you're selling more vehicles, you're making money, your staff has a plan now and a process that they're not just losing customers. And your customers that are walking in are happy because they've got a professional that knows how to help them and understands how to properly explain to the customer the next steps in the process if they have less than perfect credit. And then also your customers are just so ecstatic. Everybody wins. The dealership wins. Your sales professionals, your finance managers, and your managers win. and the customer wins. And then there's employee turnover. So in our industry, that's huge. If you can present your sales, finance, and management staff with more sales, because the process is seamless with both your prime and your non-prime customer, you're going to find that when people are selling more vehicles and making more money, they're happy, they're content, they want to stay. And so this program will help your customers, will help you with sales turnover for sure. My desire is to help you serve the less than perfect credit customer professionally, ethically, and profitably. And I've been doing it since 2005. It's my absolute passion and desire to help a less than perfect credit customer. And I've seen the benefits that it's had with our dealerships, in terms of obviously all the benefits that we just went over, but it also feels good. And there's a story that I oftentimes tell when I'm presenting non-prime to whether it be dealers or vendors or industry folks. And that was my first experience with a non-prime customer. And it was way back in 2001. I sold a Dodge Caravan actually to a gentleman who showed up for his delivery about not a week later after introducing himself to me at the dealership. And as a sales professional back in 2001, and as a dealership, really, there was no real process in place to help serve a less than perfect credit customer. There weren't even really lenders at the time. And so I remember the customer showing up for their delivery and getting the vehicle ready, and the finance office just simply not being ready for the delivery. And so in the process, which was a couple of hours on a Saturday, helping the customer transition over into their new van, he was there with his family and his wife. And time's going, and an hour goes by, and 2 hours go by, and I'm going back and forth from the finance office, and they're saying, just wait, just wait, just wait. Only to be paged to the finance office to be told that my customer needs to leave, that they weren't approved for the van, and to go tell them that they're not approved and they have to go. So I can tell you as a sales professional, the impact that had on me impacted my entire career. It was at that day I felt so crappy about having to do that I decided I just wasn't either going to be in the car business again, or I was going to try to figure out a process or a way in my own little way that if I ever came across a customer with less than perfect credit, they would never be treated this way by me again. Further to that, I wasn't paid. I wasn't paid for the week of contacting and following up with this customer, them coming and taking the vehicle for test drives, showing the vehicle to their family, going back and forth from different dealerships to negotiate with me, all for it to come down to no sale because the customer couldn't get approved. So from a business standpoint, from a financial standpoint, for me, for the dealership, that was awful. I wasted an entire week and half a Saturday. So the dealership lost money. I lost money. The customer was embarrassed, frustrated. And I have to tell you that not much has changed in a lot of franchise stores today. So it's my desire to help you however I can, again, effectively, professionally, and ethically, never have to go through really what I went through as a sales professional or as a dealership as a whole, and try to better deal and serve our less than perfect credit customers. So let's get started. That's my contact information. You can contact me pretty much anywhere. Just